1, 2, 3, 4, down to the VHS, VHS, out of the VHS. It's the 18 of my business, cause I was out of the house and doing stuff. So easy walk by blemishes, and I guess that's the way it goes. Fucking crack, saving up for the Betamax. Down to the VHS, VHS, out of the VHS.
Hello and welcome. Yes. Welcome to Obscure Tape Time, the show where we watch VHS in their entirety and invite you to suffer along with us. I did your line again, I'm sorry.
Start to which one?
Oh, wait, no, you just start. It's
Start
alright.
to finish?
I got a little bit fuzzy brain this morning.
Yeah, me too. Didn't sleep very well last night.
Oh.
That's okay.
Oh. Well, at least we're here.
Somehow. We made it.
Somehow we made it. What have you been up to all week?
Working, not much else really.
Mm.
Yeah, not a whole lot.
I got a call from Deanna, who is the lady who buys up the storage lockers.
Mm-hmm.
Got a new box of pre-recorded blanks. One of them has a nice big printed sticker on it that says "Best of Melrose Place." I'm like, okay.
Best of Melrose Place.
There's a wedding tape in there. And then, also this week, I got a call from a little MS op shop in Packardin Street. They give everything to me for free.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's just Disney films and stuff. This time was exactly the same. Couple boxes of Disney films and stuff, but one pre-recorded blank tape.
Oh.
And like, that's weird, I guess, but maybe that does make more sense. If you've got one, it's going to be important because it was family reunion. So I've got a couple more
They're just
tapes
popping
already.
up.
Yeah.
Suddenly they're just everywhere.
Suddenly everywhere. But it's been noisy. Have you
I've
seen?
noticed.
I mean, you're closer than I am.
I'm a lot closer than you are.
So like
yeah.
10 minutes down the road that way, there is an air show happening, and oh my god, I saw one of the bombers flying with some Spitfires behind it, and it was so low and just ridiculously humongous. Like, you look up in the sky, you can go like that. I mean, usually things in the sky are like this, but you can go like that.
I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan either. I actually drove past your place on the highway, and you know, the bats live over in the gardens over there.
Mm-hmm.
They were just, because they were scared of all the sounds and the supersonics and stuff.
The people
and the people, and there were a couple dead on the road as well. And I'm just like, oh, poor bats, you're ruining things. But
take it to Melbourne, ruin their lives. They have expensive homes, they can afford it.
yeah, I mean, do your windows rattle sometimes when it happens?
Oh yeah.
Have you been here when there was an air show?
Not in this house, but I've been in Lara.
Yeah. Because it usually happens every, 2 years? But they had it off
something like that.
the COVID,
Yeah.
and it's back on finally, so they're making a
I've
big
told my
deal
boss
about
that
it.
next time it happens, I'm like not working the week before or after, so I can go on holiday. Get away.
Ooh. Get away from the planes. But not too far, because otherwise you'd have to catch a plane.
I would catch a plane to get away from the planes.
Nice. But instead of going, have you ever been? Like,
I think I went when I was like really little. I just have no interest in it.
I've never really understood the idea of going to it when it's up in the sky and I can just see. But
I think the idea is you can like go up to like really close to ones that are on the ground and meet pilots and stuff. And
well, we're going to find out what's in it, because instead of going ourselves, we have 2 VHS. These aren't just random airshow plane VHSs. This is Avalon Geelong airshow tapes.
riveting.
Riveting. So I transferred them both up, paid half attention, didn't really watch them, but they're little documentaries actually produced in kind of a documentary way. This one is very much cheaper. The tape itself is a little like the sound goes up and down, and it kind of reminds me of the bike ones that I ripped and like that sort of stuff. It's very low quality. This one, however, has scenes from Sydney as well, and like interviews with like people that fly all those really old planes and stuff. For some reason, 2003 was a big year for the Avalon Air Show, and that reason was it was the centenary of powered flight. So it was the 100 years. So this documentary, they go on and on about stuff. This is just about the Avalon Air Show. So I guess put it to the vote. You
Napostrophe, which one do you want?
Napostrophe. We can have either 3 or 9. No, 2003 or 1999. Somebody.
99.
99? Absolutely. Alright.
Good choice.
Good choice. I like the dodgy ones too. Especially if anyone does decide to try and watch all of our content, then
Sorry in advance if you're up to this one now.
but if they are, no, it hasn't come out. But oh, you mean in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're watching all of our content, but you don't watch the VHS that I put up that we've already watched on the show, this is more one that you'd have to watch with people talking over the top of it is boring. This one is
Welcome to the 1999 Australian International Air Show. From across Australia and around the world, welcome to Avalon. For the next few days, this will be the centrepiece and showcase for civilian and military aviation, for state-of-the-art technology, tried and proven hardware, and all that's new and what's going to be on
Stupid
show
kid.
come the new millennium.
super glue your knob
That is everything.
so the kid don't touch it anymore.
This fourth biennial air show acts not only as a showcase for the aerospace industries of Australia, but for the Asia-Pacific region and the rest of the world.
Oh, look at that copy.
A large number of official overseas, government, commercial and military delegations attending this year is an impressive sign of what has become one of the world's premier aviation events.
Genuinely one of the worst people.
The world's most talented aerobatic display pilots are all here at Avalon.
I never met him.
The simplest light aircraft to the best state-of-the-art technology in military and commercial aviation.
You don't like looking at things.
The Victorian Government, City of Greater Geelong
The
welcome you
passenger
here
ones,
today.
that's fine by me. But like the idea of people getting
We acknowledge the
together
great
and
support
celebrate
given to air
planes
shows
that
down under
are
from
probably
the Commonwealth
responsible for,
Government,
like,
the
bombing
Australian
civilians
Defence Force and in
and
particular
stuff.
the
That's
RAAF.
not cool.
Well, that's what they're saying in this documentary, that the air show is actually...
This is your
to
air show,
demonstrate
your showcase.
warplanes
Enjoy
and
this
sell them off
wonderful
to
view
people
of
who wanna buy them.
international aviation.
So, yeah, I'd love to go and watch the planes do tricks, but underneath all this is like armies trying to buy up stuff.
Yeah, that's it. It's also like we're in an age, a time and age now where we know damage we're doing to the planet.
And people are just turning blind eyes or outright just saying it's wrong. With absolutely no training, knowledge, or anything like that. He's putting on sunscreen.
You know, I worked yesterday, and just the amount of absolute cockheads who are around, rude assholes. Be it military personnel, be it event staff, be it tourists,
That's
proper fucking assholes. Needless to say, I'm more sick of it this year.
Well, it's very significant for Australia because it attracts a great number of overseas visitors to the country
Yeah.
who
Overseas
can
visitors,
network
cool.
with and make contact with and do business with Australian industry. It's all part of the promotion of Australia's aviation, aerospace and high technology industries.
oh,
As far as
That's for
Victoria
Australia.
is concerned, of course, it's extremely important because not only does it promote Victorian industry, but it also promotes tourism. It brings a
Oh,
large number of
same
interstate
things.
and overseas visitors to Victoria, to Melbourne and to the city of Greater Geelong.
but you just said the same thing to us. You did.
Well, the second time was a bit more specifically about the area.
More than $1 billion
there's
worth
one
of
flying
defence
around down there
contracts are to be
Look, it's got
decided this
googly
year.
eyes.
Project Air 87
He looks
is the
down.
search
Oh,
for a
look how
new
cute
armed
it is. Surely
reconnaissance
that big.
helicopter
Hey, going.
for the Army.
It's
Some of the
Desert Storm all
contenders,
over again.
the AH-64D Apache Longbow. The Apache
You know what you need
Longbow
for
is the only
fitness?
combat helicopter in
Desert
service
Storm
with the ability to
training colours.
rapidly detect, classify,
that's funny to me,
prioritise
at least,
and
like,
engage stationary or
that amuses
moving
the hell
enemy
out of me.
targets at
Oh, yeah.
standoff ranges
It's
in
so
near
stupid,
all weather
but
environments.
funny.
Kids, what do you want to collect? cards
The Apache
depicting
longbow gives
guns
combat
and
pilots
enemy
an
soldiers.
unmatched advantage over enemy threats through the
never fire
integration of the
people.
longbow fire control
Kids with
radar,
dynamite strapped
advanced
up their
Hellfire missiles, and an advanced avionics suite.
What teacher was in, and he used to tell me stories about that, and I'm like, I don't need to know this, but I kind of.
In amongst the vast array of light attack helicopters
very
being looked at
traumatised.
by Australian
He was
Defence
so
Force
traumatised.
chiefs
That's why he was a
comes the
teacher.
Bell
All the kids, and he had to blow them up in
AH-1W
the war,
Super
so-
Cobra.
It's a Super Cobra.
Great.
The Cobra has 20mm
I bet
cannon,
a lot of these
Hellfire
fucking
missiles,
things are still
tow
out there,
missiles, Sidewinder air-to-air,
that
Stinger
shit
heat seeker,
still-
and carries
Yep.
2.57-inch missile pods.
Ooh, listen to those stats for
The
minutes.
upgraded Viper version is also on offer, not seen at this air show.
Oh,
This Cobra
can
can
buy
fly at 190 knots.
we should get one.
Rearward flight at 30 knots, sideways flight 35
chip in
knots,
20 bucks.
and 3,000-pound payload of weapons and ammunition.
We'll get the ammunition taken out and replace it. with
Also
carabines,
assisting the
but it'll
survivability of the
still do just as
Sidewinder,
much
air-to-air,
devastation.
Stinger, and heat-seeker missiles is the four-bladed,
What killed this
bullet-resistant
man?
rotor.
He seems to be riddled with jelly beans.
Jelly beans and ants.
Killing people with jelly beans? Do you want ants? That's how you get
Another hot contender for the light attack helicopter role is Red Hawk.
Red Hawk.
Visiting from South Africa, Denel present this light attack helicopter, one that hunts amongst the weeds and operates
Trained to
mostly
fly
below
at
50
friendly
feet.
skies.
Major retired British Army and Denel's chief test pilot Tim Mace speaks about the Red Hawk.
Primarily from the pilot's point of view, it's very simple to operate inside. What we've done is to automate virtually all the systems, so that all I have to do to start the aircraft up is to flick the two battery switches, one on the left and one on the right, and then start the two engines, which are two buttons, and it goes straight to the flight condition, and everything else is automated to know whether it's working correctly or not. There are no further tricks to do, you just take off.
That he had to press before he got to the bit where it's all
Man, this
It's
automated.
very easy to start, and when you get it airborne, the automated systems are helping it
Then I have to break this
effectively
glass.
give you extra time to do your job.
If movies were anything to believe in, it's all boop, 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 click, click, click.
Yeah, exactly.
Spend more time looking out of the window, therefore he can fly
Remember when
lower
we
and
watched a
faster.
bunch of really
He doesn't have to
really
look in to check systems.
movies that
And therefore he can get
helicopters
around the
have just been
battlefield quicker and he can
invented. They
maneuver
call
closer
them
to
heliocopter
obstacles. And he
aeroplanes.
basically keep his eyes on the enemy all the time rather than having his eyes inside the cockpit.
That's way more charming, isn't it?
Yeah, just like a hamburger sandwich and a serve of French fried potato chips. It's just too many words,
But
but I like it.
it's better with more words sometimes.
360 wing over to the right. And climb loop.
Mission preferences for Red Hawk are reconnaissance, firepower, escort, ferry and peacekeeping, and in amongst the armament, precision-guided missiles, 70mm unguided rockets
Fancy word
and
for
air-to-air
killing a bunch of
missiles.
people.
Killing a bunch of innocents who are just
So-
upset that their home country has been invaded.
These would have
White
been
people.
purchased at the air show, right?
I don't know.
How much do you think they've charged for a tape like this? This is pretty.
Probably like $50 fucking or something.
The actual
We have built into
tape
the
is
system
pretty well.
the trim systems
Nice
and the automatic
looking
flight
stuff.
control
They probably
systems,
charge more.
and it basically flies itself in virtually all modes. You can make it auto hover,
Stop
you can make it hold its
talking
height, and you can make
Get
it
back
track
to the
and
air show.
follow the flight
Don't try
plan
and
that you
sell
put
me
into the
a
computer,
No.
which will make it basically auto fly itself at low level around,
So
around
anyway,
the battlefield.
these two tapes have got who they belong to written on both of them. An A.W. Melton from Point.
The Red Hawk's cruise speed is 150 knots,
it's got his phone
maximum
number. I
rearward
tried
flight
ringing it
and
up,
sideways
it doesn't
flight,
work. It's
both
meant to
50
have a
knots.
06 at the front. The other tape's got more information on the riding. But where was it from? New Zealand, I think. I think he's from New Zealand, so
Maybe he crashed in a plane.
I don't know whether he went to Avalon, then went home to New Zealand, and then came back to Geelong to live.
Maybe his kids.
Okay, one of the other aspects of the
Yeah.
aircraft and its simplicity is
Like
that
to know.
we put all the information that's in the aircraft onto a helmet
I do have his
and onto a
actual
display in front of the
address,
pilot's head.
But I also checked
That means that
and
I have
he
a
did
picture
move
showing in the
because
front
the
of
house is on the market.
this screen, and I can see the night vision goggles, or the infrared picture, and I can see the symbols overlaid on the top, the information about the flight screens and the speed of the
Can you?
aircraft, weapon
How
selection.
about you just
and so
film
on.
it and show us rather than talk boring about it? Show us the inside bits.
Here is a fine example of its operational low-level ability with a slalom.
No,
Imagine this
show us
between
the
rocks,
inside-
trees
your
and
inside
enemy
bits.
targets.
Crash. Data crash.
Bang.
Bet you won't.
Oh. No,
I can see my house from here.
you would be able to see your house from there.
Yeah, definitely.
And a side stop to the centre.
Look at it spin.
That's exciting.
And back to fire, fire.
What? He just shot the ground.
But don't
He's
do
still
that.
shooting. Why are you doing that? Gotta test out the bullets, I suppose.
Got the nuke way right
Gotta test it out. That's what they did in Yucca Flats.
More than $1 billion worth of defence contracts are to be decided this year. Most contenders believe Airshow 99 is their great opportunity to impress the Australian public and defence officials.
Yep, cool. I'm definitely
Bombs.
impressed.
Check out those bombs.
Airshows Down Under officials scoured the globe looking for suitable structures to house the expo. This,
looks
the largest
scary as
temporary
crap.
structure
I
built
don't
in
think I do
Australia,
wanna go
is in
out
fact the largest ever constructed for an
All
outdoor
those
event
people,
in the
like,
Southern Hemisphere.
Earpieces and badges.
Defence officials come from around the world to showcase their wares and potentially buy ours.
Well, there always are a
big
number
show
of
and
very
tell
important
war
deals that are signed off at air shows.
and tell
Of course, air shows usually represent a perfect PR opportunity to make announcements to the world about international agreements that are reached
So,
between suppliers and
There is something
purchasers
else I
of
did
aircraft
this week,
equipment.
actually. I went to Werribee and I went to the Liberator. I went down to the Liberator. Went for a walk through. A bunch of old people tinkering around. It was cool. I know, right?
This is the 2,000-pound Paveway laser-guided bomb. It was used in the Gulf in
offense to-
both Desert Storm and recent Desert Fox operations.
Yeah, we murdered a lot of civilians with
This
this
produced
bomb.
a
It's
lot of the
great
imagery
bomb.
that you saw on television of bombs going down
We
elevator
like to
shafts
pretend
and
that we thought it was a military
precision strike of
operation,
bridges.
but we knew it was
It's in
school the
service
whole
here in
time.
Australia and a highly successful
Either
weapon
that or
used
just
around the
whoops.
world. This is a recent
I mean, those bombs are
introduction. It's
slippery.
called the Joint
Sacrifices
Standoff
had to be
Weapon.
made.
It got its
Yeah, that one's made out
combat
of polystyrene.
baptism in the Gulf last
Fantastic.
week. It's a dispenser munition that glides tens of miles
Yeah, but
and
do they have the
releases
bubble set
bomblets
with the
over the
firing
target.
rocket?
Not yet. Maybe this year they do.
Funny you're being so sour about this. Can you message me something?
The baseline aircraft I'm sitting in right now is the
I didn't say that. I just said I
S-70,
don't know if this
or
changes your
alias
opinion.
known UH-60L with the U.S. Army. Baseline configuration with some modifications
Pretended like we
with the
didn't
gun, which includes a 20mm GIOT
No, you mean it sounds to me like
mass-mounted
you
sight
knew
gun,
and
a
you
targeting
could find
system with
some
laser
Yeah.
designation and FLIR, and extra
It's
weapons
hard
on
to miss.
board
Giant
as the
things
Hellfire.
floating around the same way that bricks do.
This is the Evolved Sea Sparrow missile. Australia is participating in the development of this missile. It's a shipboard air defense
It's not even
missile
ready yet.
and will first see service
Yeah,
on the
don't touch
Anzac frigates in
Stop touching
Australia. And then it will be bought by
Thanks,
10
mate.
other
Stop
countries
touching
around
it.
the world, including the U.S.
Fingers
Navy.
off the bomb.
This is the
Not done.
AMRAAM AIM-120 air intercept missile.
Just
It
as a
has
side note, how
just
big do
been
you think
ordered
this
by the
guy's
Australian
penis is?
Defence Forces. It's the world's premier air intercept missile. Will be used
Yeah,
on
but
the
he's got big
FA-18
missiles.
by the Royal Australian Air Force.
Isn't it fun? Probably into the ocean or something. Probably.
This is the United States Navy's
like
mission
20
rehearsal
grand
system,
just
tactical operational scene called Top Scene.
This guy
This is
does
fully
computer
operational
games and he's got a
aboard every
police
U.S.
tail.
aircraft carrier, on
that's
all
a
the
bit
amphibious
different. I can
support
get
ships
behind
supporting the
that.
Marines,
Except for when you
and
find
used
out
with
that
all
everybody
U.S.
you shot was
services,
actually real.
Army,
Yeah,
and
that's
Air
true.
Like
Force.
those movies like
Special Operations Forces use it.
Endgame and,
Air Force uses it for
War
precision-guided
games?
mission
Yeah,
training.
Yeah.
We use real imagery to build databases of real places on the Earth, so
That's cool.
operators, be they aviators or ground
doesn't sound
personnel,
In that episode
can
of
go
Beavis
in
and
and
Butthead,
rehearse
where
their
they play
mission
San
in 3D
Andreas
at whatever altitude, speed, or perspective they
Oh,
choose.
the army base.
So when they truly
I
go
forgot.
into combat, they are familiar with their operational and their target area.
Well, kind of. I mean, that was a bit different in that he played video games and so good at it. A little bit different. But maybe they do that here. Maybe they like. Focus on that and maybe do it. It's career in the military. We made that
This is a Collins Scamp terminal. It's a single channel NIGM man
How
portable.
do you feel about civilians?
ANPSC-11 satellite terminal works EHF frequencies. Has a
This is
44
one of those
gigahertz
guys that
uplink
has
with
a
a 2
ham
gigahertz
radio in the
bandwidth.
basement.
The receiver transmitter you see here has a 20 gigahertz downlink with
These are-
1 gigahertz
I
bandwidth.
should get into CB radio.
4 serial ports that operate off of this terminal at 2400 baud.
Ham radios are
You
closed.
connect up a PC to any one of these ports.
Don't waste your
Will
time.
you shut the fuck up? That's the ham radio. Kill yourself now so we both die. Surprised it isn't linesman.
This is the Corey Technology Demonstrator. We're here demonstrating various aspects of our product line. We have our display products here for the L159 and A4M. In addition, we also have the display for the Apache AH-64 helicopter. These are used in various aerospace and military applications, specifically aircraft and helicopters. In addition, we have a number of other panels that are used in those same applications for master caution and warning systems. They're also used for various other applications, radio control, etc. In addition, we also have our
They just fade out.
I think we got the point. 3 hours?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what?
747-400 tyre. We've got 18 tyres on the aircraft, 16 landings, 2 nose gear tyres, average landings, 170 landings. New and 170 retread. Cost of the tyre, $3,000. Cost of the retread, $800.
For the first time since the 1988 Bicentennial Air Show, the F-16 Fighting Falcon and the F-15 Eagle came together on the same bill. The F-16 Fighting Falcon from a 1974 drawing board still is a great crowd pleaser and a frontline combat aircraft second to none.
Until I get the F-17.
We count up in numbers, not. Maybe
I
the
have no
G1. Get the G1 instead. Hell yeah.
Give me that RX-78 too.
Getting
With the runs on the board in both Gulf conflicts, the F-16 will go to the new millennium as America's frontline strike fighter.
Sometimes I try to play flight simulators and I can never get the damn thing off the ground.
The interdiction capability of the F-16 Fighting Falcon has been felt and seen
Yeah,
worldwide.
played like 2 or 3 times.
Here, the demonstration pilot, Major Stilwell, himself a war veteran, is at the controls of this demonstration F-16 visiting from Japan.
Show off how the planes fly, and none of us could get the planes to
I
fly.
spent most of the time upside down in the dark with the things going beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, and the devs are like, don't worry, we'll get you out of there and we'll get you back on the runway. And it's like, okay.
They were nice guys and they didn't mind us being terrible, but their game was just overcomplicated and specifically made for them and them alone.
They made their own game for them to enjoy.
And
The problem is they
hang
made
out
it.
in there too.
They made it with the intention of it becoming a big game. Which
For
is
combat
probably
reasons, high speed is imperative, but so is
They
slow
started
speed.
in the 90s and it still looks
Slow
like
speed is an enormous asset for high-speed fighters for repositioning in combat. Slow speed or high alpha, pitched up nose, sometimes can confuse enemy radar.
I will say that there was moments which driving in the city wasn't too bad.
I like taxi games, I do, but yeah, that was too complicated most of the time. I like fetch
The F-16 Fighting Falcon involves 9 Gs in this within-the-airfield boundary tight turn.
It's funny how the older I get, the less I'm into the sandbox experience. The more I just want to be told what to do.
Maybe you should give Skyrim another go then.
Nope.
Instead of the Morrowinds.
I downloaded a mod for Morrowind where I got to play as a skeleton. I was pretty happy with that.
You tried ESO yet?
Fuck.
It's alright.
I don't have time for MMOs.
Oh, you ignore the MM bit and you just go do quests. There's a lot of fetch quests, a lot of interesting quests as well. You don't have to go back and
It's expensive.
I don't know, put it all for free. I don't
I think
know.
I might free
Maybe.
with just some DLCs or whatever.
It's got a Morrowind DLC, that's why I brought it up.
But
So uninterested
what I
in
love about-
airplanes, we're talking about fantasy.
What I
RPGs
love
instead.
about Morrowind is not just where it's set. I just think
The F-16 Fighting Falcon can take off and land within 1,000 metres and fits the United States Air Force strategy, global, anywhere, anytime, and on time.
I mean, that was one of the big things for me. I think Morrowind character creation was really nice.
Media meets the RAAF roulettes via the back of a C-130 Hercules. The RAAF roulettes from RAF Base East Sale comprise 6 aircraft, sometimes 5, for public displays around Australia.
Look at that blurry photo. It's like, is this you or your photo? I like the whole
Media exposure for the roulettes is important as they carry the public flag for the RAAF, the RAF's showcase.
Exactly. It's another debate with some of the other guys.
Do I get another T-shirt out of it?
I don't know. I really don't know much about that community because, as you know, I try not to absorb too much.
Yep, I know. It's good to have a little bit in, which is why I do. The circus absorbs.
Led by Squadron Leader Gareth Nielsen, a veteran RAAF pilot and senior instructor, here the roulettes perform their display over a 100,000 strong crowd at Airshow
We
99.
actually encourage people to watch stuff.
What is that? Is that chemtrails? Is
Yeah.
it turning our
Turning
frogs
the frogs.
gay?
Yeah, the frogs are gay. That's why you don't see them anymore.
Here, Squadron Leader Nielsen carries out the manoeuvre, while the other RAAF PC-9 aircraft follow on in tight formation, sometimes within a metre of each other.
So you don't see them.
Well, the frogs in my backyard are pretty comfortable with who they are, so that's fine.
Ripple rolls, thread the needle, box formations are all a part of the roulette's
Is that
display.
going to turn them back again?
Yeah, it might.
Oh, no. We've made them too gay. Quick, make a new chemtrail. We need to fix some of the farts.
It's fine that they're gay, but we need them to be just a little bit less gay.
Less gay or less flamboyant? Because that's going to be a different chemical.
I totally believe that the government would like think of things like that and try and do it. Like, I imagine they would be stupid enough to be like, how do we ungay
And a
people?
real crowd
Control?
favourite, the heart.
Oh, luckily that government isn't in power at the moment.
Yeah, true. Thank goodness for that.
We just recently had a thing about that sort of stuff where that government wanted to take away some...
PC9 is a single-engine turboprop trainer
Yeah, I don't
developing
think so.
950 horsepower with a top speed of 320 knots. Range around about 1,000 kilometres.
I have not been paying attention to what's going on politically in this country. I just figure at this point we're in the best hands we could possibly be in given the last election.
There are no mechanical aids to keep the aircraft in formation. Those following simply eyeball the leader.
Against all hope.
Inverted flight, leader flies, the other two follow. In their full-time careers, each of the roulette pilots are instructors at Central Flying School. They mostly get together at weekends or for special public displays during the week.
Can I get them to run obscure take home through the sky?
That would probably be very expensive, but yeah, probably.
Have our very own chemtrails.
Yeah.
With over 500 aircraft on the ground, parking was at a premium. The United States Air Force used up a fair bit of the lot.
Yeah, but they'll be warmer.
Seen here, the 40-year-old B-52 strategic
Work more
bomber.
consistently. And
The aircraft was strategically parked on the runway, ready for an immediate departure if called upon.
Oh, that plane had hemorrhoids.
While the aircraft may be old, the avionics suite is right up to date.
Sweet.
The new logo on the side of the aircraft is a positioning statement with intent.
Well, we've been pretty proud of it. It's part of our traditions and history. The last 10 years, the Air Force has allowed us to start putting it back onto the bombers there. We have a real sharp young airman named Sasha who does all the painting on it. Well, the B-52s first rolled out in June of 1955, and this particular one was built in 1960. Each the year since then, it's undergone a lot of modifications, especially in the electronics, where it's now really still a state-of-the-art bomber. Okay, this is the working end of the B-52. It's our bomb bay. Right now, the bomb bay is configured for cruise missiles. This is the yokes that we have in the airplane. They come on a stick with 8 missiles all the way around them. They sit mounted up in here, and you can see the rotary up there. They're connected in with electronic cables,
Where do you think
and
they
they are able to
could
be
be
programmed from
built
inside the
up
cockpit.
on dash, eh?
With that information, the flight information and the target information in there, we would fly to the launch point that's designated for the missile.
No, probably not a
And
shed.
then the bomb bay doors would come open.
I mean,
First missile would drop out. It would rotate to the next missile, and they continue that launch. Happens about every 20 to 30 seconds.
probably near the beach.
Once the missiles are out of the clear of the airplane there, the little wings come out, the engines start up, and it flies away on its own, just like another aircraft. The B-52 bomb bay has a lot of flexibility built into it. We can change each of the configurations inside the airplane. There's attachment points all the way along different
Aren't they doing
stations
that, like,
there
last two
at
ever
3 different
or
points
something?
where we can mount in different racks. They give us the capability of carrying up to 27 500-pounders on the inside of the bomb bay. In addition to that, on the outside, we have 2 heavy points where we will mount pylons. With different types of pylons we can attach on here, we can carry different types of weapons. They get mounted on here, and depending on the type of targets we're going to be going against, we can mount either conventional bombs or missiles or precision-guided weapons.
Oh, yeah.
The airplane's 185 feet wide and 160 feet long. We've got 8 engines hanging out here, TF-33 engines that are first-generation turbofan engines. The wings themselves have a lot of flexibility in them, moving up and down at least 17 feet or about 5 meters. Because of those long wings and the flexibility, we have tip gear out on the ends there that help protect the fuel tanks that are hanging out here to keep them from being hit. Normally when the airplane
fuel
flies,
tanks
you'll
and
actually see the
wings.
wings start flying before you see the rest of the airplane lift off.
Yeah.
Okay, the B-52 has the most modern electronic countermeasures of any airplane in the fleet. Different antennas along the bottom of the airplane and along at different positions all the way 360 degrees around the airplane give us full capability to defend against all modern surface-to-air missiles, air-to-air fighters, as well as the older AAA pieces that are guided by radar. Up inside the bottom here we have flare ejector panels. Each one that comes off, and there's a box of 8 flares in each one, or a total of 192 flares. Along with that, the airplane carries 900 bundles of chaff, each one set to a different frequency so we can jam the radars. Once upon a time, we had a tail gun back in the tail of the B-52. This one had the 20mm Vulcan cannon. But after Desert Storm, we found that air-to-air protection was very superior with our F-15s and F-16s. Since that time, we did not actually fly in Desert Storm, but what we did do is there in Desert Fox, we provided the cruise missile attacks. In fact, this airplane actually flew from Diego Garcia during those attacks back in December.
No one quite had a full, well, people probably had a full understanding of right as they directed it.
Air shows down under and Gillette Mach 3 are about to set a whole new agenda for nighttime flying displays in Australia. Here the Southern Nights roll across the Avalon sky with a setting sun, presenting the opening of what is going to be a truly exciting night of aviation. Former RAAF roulette Peter Clements leads the Southern Nights right over the top of Port Phillip Bay and the Avalon airstrip proper.
Shots of ladies crying over coffins. That's probably the most disturbing thing we've showed on the show, right? It has to be, yeah.
Either that or the horse rape.
Lights on.
Yeah, I guess so.
The Harvards make a haunting picture against the Avalon sky.
But I mean, I think the thought process that goes into breeding resources and stuff is like, yes, I can see reading in that and stuff. But filming someone who's just lost the love of their life and is wailing over the coffin. Yikes! Like twice too. They did it twice, not just once. 2 times.
The inside camera reveals the rolling horizon, graphically illustrating the setting sun.
You can have a funeral video, but that is not one of the things that you meant.
And all 4 Harvards stay in tight formation.
Just use that episode of Tape Times instead of.
The North American-built Harvard was once the backbone of Air Force training in the United States. Many Australian pilots trained on these aircraft during World War II and post-war years. The Southern Nights barnstorm their way around Australia, and tonight at Avalon make a beautiful picture with landing lights on, a golden haze in the sky, and the wonderful sound of round. These beautiful radial engines echoing right across the Avalon sky. As the sun sets, the Harvards continue to roll. Night almost becomes day,
Sounds like a bad idea.
and back to night.
They're professionals, right?
Maybe if they all crashed, then they wouldn't do it anymore.
The Star-Spangled Banner received a very warm welcome from the nighttime crowd at Avalon, representing the Stars of Oshkosh, their opening act, Eddie Andrews and the Boeing Stearman, with his Wind Walker and his Brandy.
Turn upside down so he's the right man.
It's one of those things that is just
Like the Harvard, the Stearman was once a primary trainer for the United States Air Force.
When people did very often fall off and down.
Yeah, it's the whole thing of like, just why?
As the parachutists dropped in and the sun all but gone, lit canopies filled the Avalon sky.
That's cool. I want to drive one of those.
From the Australian flag to the Gillette Mach 3 banner.
Oh, look,
sweet.
it's sponsored.
Reminding me to go shave. Wait.
International jumper and proud Australian Ray Benson floats gently to earth.
Yay! Good on you, Ray.
I'm so bored.
Is Ray Benson the guy that invented the cigarettes? His friend Nature's
Sweet.
The Lockheed Super Constellation was the aircraft that brought Australia closer to the rest of the world. This Super Constellation was resurrected from the American Desert's parking lot back in the mid-90s, and today is proudly shown all around Australia.
Instead of an alarm to say things are going wrong.
Captain Bob Delahanty has mixture fully rich as the engines of the Super Connie carve a path through the sky like a heavenly jewel.
Yeah, sure. It's one of those things you just lost interest in. Seeing that the fact that it's like actual dark.
Eddie Andrini returns now with the Boeing Stearman as he punches through the night sky with a pyrotechnics display, blazing about some children run around the Avalon field.
Where's Jackson?
They're going to fly that fire over your house,
Loved by pilots and adored by airshow crowds, the Boeing Stearman.
Oh, cool. It's a UFO.
Canadian Dan Buchanan made his own beautiful postcard picture on the Avalon night with this pyrotechnics display from under his hang glider.
That's stupid.
That is stupid.
That is awesome. Do you think that's actually providing that much thrust?
The fireworks display of Airshows Down Under 1999.
Oh look, we get to see some footage of fireworks. It's the best thing to see. Everyone loves watching footage of fireworks. That's why they take it, they save it for later.
Well, that kid was loving it.
He was told to love it. You saw the other kid next to him was looking at the camera. Looking at you. Now say why. Yeah, he did the last shot too. Like they don't have any shots where he doesn't.
Yeah, are we stopped filming yet? Just imagine trying to direct that. Alright, everyone, look up at the sky and just act like it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, like you've never seen a fireworks display before in your life. Alright, go. How exciting. Can't wait till it's over. Tourists. If they were polite, I wouldn't mind.
Here is German-born Manfred Radius in his Salto 101.
Where are you from? Do you think that they would get annoyed by I'm here for the air show, hurry up?
A beautiful poetic picture across the night sky.
Half an hour about where they've come from and what they're going to see.
There
A
was
symphony of
for
colour.
some reason, so no, they would just want to leave.
Yeah. Because they got air show to be there.
It's Friday night.
They go on a 7
Then go set it all up and leave me alone while I work. You should come in to buy a flight for me. They don't pay my wage. So
An air show first, the aerial battle featuring the pyrotechnic skill of Rich Boom Boom Gibson and the Wall of Fire.
Rich Boom Boom
The
Gibson.
F-111 goes by on terrain-following radar as Rich Boom Boom Gibson prepares to detonate his magnificent Wall of Fire.
He probably shares a bank account with his mother too. I don't know, is that...
A grand finale to the Night of Light, the Wall of Fire to the dump and burn of the F-111.
That too.
Here, Flight Lieutenant Ted Schneider from 6th Squadron Amelie takes the RAAF F-111 high into the night sky, dumping and burning fuel as he goes.
Jesus Christ! Narrating, you can't say that. I mean, it's true, but that's not something to be happy about.
Is it? It's fucking wasteful. The whole event is just wasteful.
What are we looking at? With this
For the first time in the air show's 4-event history, Air Sport World was set up just behind the expo. Famous circles by name Hinkler, Kingsford Smith and Hawker carried an array of vintage aircraft, ultralights and a variety of aeroplanes for all enthusiasts to enjoy.
They are used for scientific purposes rather than...
Thousands of visitors flocked into Air Sport World, not only to see the aircraft, but to meet the pilots, the engineers, and the homebuilt enthusiasts responsible for some of Australia's most exciting light aircraft.
Why would we spend billions of fucking dollars on military stuff?
You wouldn't have a mobile phone if you were in space.
Whether it be aerobatic, straight level, gliding, they were all there.
Budget or something? Or the military gets like 30% of the whole fucking thing? Sheesh.
Was that a vampire?
An innovation this year was the display of corporate aircraft. Seen on the tarmac up close by the enthusiasts, the corporate world had the first look at these very sophisticated new Millennium aircraft on display overhead. The Beechcraft Super King Air, turboprop-powered, corporate and utility aircraft, provides very sleek lines and an aircraft that will take the corporates into the new millennium.
Makes it fly better. Which it might, I don't actually know.
It's got something to do with thrust or drag, lift, weight.
The Hawker XP800 provided a classic sleek look with its low wing configuration offering nearly head-high walking room, 6'12", and when it comes to power-to-weight ratio, Hawker XP800 is a star performer.
Is it?
How many of them have crashed?
One of the more unusual performers was the Eagle 150, a two-placement light trainer from Perth, WA, of composite material and is taking ab initio training onto the world in Australia.
There's a plane.
Offering optimum lift with forward canard and regular mid-wing, handling characteristics of this aeroplane have been praised by all comers. Seen here today in two-seat configuration, Eagle 150 is soon to be built as a four-placement
Is
trainer.
that what you mean by a mustache? The underneath wings? No, you were talking about paint job.
All composite material, agile in the air, velvet controls, a joy to fly by professional pilots and newcomers alike.
Maybe that's just the color of the
Price tag is economical, and remember, they are Australian built.
fancy.
Just like how my car's got a chestnut finish.
Fingers to ears, but sounds that'll never be forgotten. Like this, the MiG-15,
so much
Barry
better.
Hempel's privately owned, Polish, Russian-built jet fighter of the 1950s.
When I leave from the souvenir shop, he's already got the Bugs Bunny and Sea Lions one.
That's the kid.
A pure jet engine as opposed to a fan jet. The MiG-15 came into prominence in the late 40s and saw aerial combat during the 1952-54 Korean conflict, a formidable fighter until they came head-to-head with the American-built F-86 Sabre.
Okay.
Sweet. Yes. Jerk off the Americans.
2,700 kilograms of thrust, Barry Hempel pushes the former Eastern Bloc country jet fighter across a beautiful blue sky.
We'll finish it one day.
They'll crash it the first day.
The A-37 Dragonfly is a career veteran.
Of my life on this planet. Which makes me wonder, like, what's wrong? Like, is it maybe the point where they should just...
Once a light strike bomber with the United States Air Force.
Yeah, but by now
The
you think they've
A-37
done
Dragonflies will
guns.
service in Vietnam and Laos in the late 60s and early 70s.
That could be it, yeah. Maybe they're making add-ons for it. So
Two General Electric turbojets makes the Cessna Thoroughbred look a real picture of the Avalon sky.
With, like, bits flying out on all sides.
Cup holders and dime.
It's going to transform into something.
The A-37 Dragonfly is the only Australian warbird that has ever fired a shot in anger, having served with the South Vietnamese Air Force back in the early 70s.
Or just a mix. If they keep getting money,
While today's fast jets are very important to the air show, no air show is complete without the old favourites. Aeroplanes that made the very fabric of Australian aviation history.
that's kind of cool.
Today we're very proud to be showing you the de Havilland 82 Tiger Moth, the aircraft that came out of the very early 1930s and today still classified as one of the all-time greats.
I think they're cool as hell. It's like, how can we safely get people across the ocean without having to, like, boat that takes forever?
Two de Havilland Chipmunks and Orion make a beautiful formation here at Avalon.
And that's cool. It's just the dumb war stuff that I like most.
Chipmunks were extensively used by aero clubs around Australia in the 1950s and 60s. The famous Oster aircraft. The Oster played a significant role in warfare and in pilot training. Many pilots at Avalon today would have learnt on the Oster or the Tiger Moth.
They're superb trainer, the Oster. As you said, you fly an Oster, you fly anything.
And the name that is most prominent with vintage aircraft in Australia, Geoffrey de
Fly an
Havilland.
Oster, you can fly anything. I think I want to listen to him more than the narrator.
Agreed. The narrator has that just annoying every Australian announcer.
I think it's the same.
This is the C-5
It
Galaxy.
probably is.
It's the second largest airplane that we have in the world. The Russians have an airplane that's a little bit larger. We're in the middle of the airplane right now. This is the main landing gear. There's 28 tires on the C-5, and as you can see right now, it's lowered down, lower to the ground so that we can move
In 2016, the
and
Solar
vehicles
Impulse
up on
2
top of the
completed its
airplane.
circumnavigation.
Normally, when it's fully raised, it'll be 5 feet higher.
So they're not.
And that's our takeoff condition. That's the way we take the airplane off the ground. The airplane total weight is 840,000 pounds. That's a little over 400 ton. Okay, this is the cockpit right above us. And we're moving up the ramp of the airplane. This is where we would load the vehicles, the helicopters, the tanks, anything that would go on our airplane.
Anything that
As you can see, it's quite spacious. We
Making
can
it
haul
more
anything in
vulnerable
this
than
airplane.
any other plane. Easy target.
Pallets,
That's right.
household goods, doesn't really matter what it is. This airplane will take it all. But it was actually built for outsized
You can shove
cargo,
anything
like
up its
the
rear end.
Abram tank, the M1A1 tank.
Oh look, they got land.
Okay, now we're in the forward flight deck of the C-5.
Make it nice and
Normally have two pilots flying the airplane up here, and for our trip down here, it took us 3 days to arrive at Avalon after stops in Phoenix, Arizona, and Hawaii in the States. Up top here, we have the overhead hatch. That's for emergency reasons.
I like how he
Or
said
on the ground, we can use that for
in the States.
observing
So
us
it's
taxiing
actually a
around the
state.
airfield.
It's not
We also
really-
have bunk
Is it?
rooms, two bunk rooms
state.
I
with
said,
3
although it
bunks
is really a
in
state,
each
it's
bunk
not
room.
really. is.
I move back towards the aft flight deck
just
here.
sounded
We
weird
have a
the way
dining area. We have room for relief crew. We have more exit areas to get out of the airplane. We have a full galley where we can cook our meals and basically do what we need to do for long over-water flights. I know I'm on the outside of the airplane. Just wanted to give you a perspective how big the engines are and how big the airplane is wingtip to wingtip.
Actually.
It's 222 feet wingtip to wingtip and 278 feet from the front of the nose all the way back to the end of the airplane. The engines are built by General Electric. They're TF-39 engines. They put out 40,500 pounds of thrust, and there's 4 engines on this airplane. Thanks for visiting the C-5. Good day.
Maybe. It's not something I've ever stopped to ask.
Air traffic control at any major air show is a big issue.
Guarantee I've met
Seen by many, parking these aircraft is even bigger.
We have a scale layout here of the airport, and we also have scale models of the aircraft there. And with this we can determine where we can fit aircraft in very quickly without having to do a lot of calculations. And we utilise the top area here for the big aircraft, and then we actually utilise taxiways for display aircraft, and further on down here to the American aircraft, where we have a corral for the American aircraft.
Just stand by, mate.
Here we've got the keyhole where the big aircraft are, with the control tower in this area. And here you're looking at movements from aircraft coming out of this area into the display, coming out there, flying to departure in here. In here we've got our jet aircraft departing in our display with the American F-16s, F-15s, and the Australian F-18s and F-111s.
I should have started with this board.
This is the whole outlay for the display. On the background when we're talking, you heard the radios going from the guys for control of the aircrafts and the ground marshals for the display and the control of the whole airport during the show. We have about 3 to 4 people controlling the aircraft in this operation centre, plus the manager, the coordinator, myself, plus 2 assistant managers. And then we have about 250 to 300 people working in the area regarding marshalling, control the aircraft, control public, etc. Everybody up the tarmac, please.
Over 1,000 volunteers provide the bedrock for the operational capability of a smooth-running professional air show.
I'm a bank manager by trade, believe it or not. I lend money to people, buy homes, build homes. And the reason I come here is because as a young lad I've been involved in aviation through things like this air shows. And when they announced I was going to have an airline, I decided to come and volunteer.
Because I just love aircraft. Yeah, I wish I could be an aircraft engineer.
Well, I'm a retired man. I had 40 years with Shell, and I've always been interested in aeroplanes. I've got my own private pilot's license. I don't do anywhere near enough hours of course. And I was at the show last time, and I enjoyed it, and I enjoy being here again this year.
My full-time job is customer relations manager with the motor industry in Sydney. And the reason I volunteer here because I like aircraft. I like to see different types of aircraft.
It's official.
Around.
Do you think it's an official hat or just an official
mainly it's a working holiday as well.
Get your hat
on. Yeah, because my road crew is coming along and I thought it was something fun to do.
Has it been fun?
Yeah, it has been. Good.
No, not at all.
Are you getting paid?
I'm getting burnt, there's dust in my ears.
Just a short jet's roar from the main runway is Tent City.
Uh-oh.
Growing in stature at each air show, it's proving very popular with campers, propeller heads, aviation photographers, and good old-fashioned enthusiasts alike.
We flew over from Western Australia and we got here on Friday morning. And it's now Sunday morning and we're having a great time.
Just woke up.
Yeah, display's great. You know, the weather's been fantastic. You know, we've heard about Victorian weather and so far it hasn't lived up to its reputation.
We were going to fly out this morning, but we're going to get another fix today. We're not leaving until this afternoon, so we can't be air showed out yet, can we?
Air showed out.
Yeah, you don't live here. You can tell.
Here is a man who has no understanding of pain, but every understanding of excellence. 13 times Australian aerobatic champion, Chris Baru.
Whoosh.
That's pretty rad. But the
Curtis Pitts in America built the aircraft in the late 1940s, and the Pitts Special has figured in every World Aerobatic Championship since.
It's his great-grandson, the Red Baron 4. He's not quite as skilled as the original.
Sequels are never.
Top and bottom of the wings aerodynamically the same, giving the Pitts superb aerobatic handling and making it a joy to fly.
But speaking of cheap knockoffs, did you see that Asylum are doing their own Cocaine Bear?
Yeah, Meth Gator.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch a couple of Asylum.
His daytime job is insurance and loss assessing.
That one. And
he's only ever made one claim. Just a handful of years ago, Chris kissed Mother Earth, but lived to fly another day.
Gators and sharks and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. The premise is aliens come down and watch Asylum films and then attack the Earth.
Well, it's basically, what is it? The Godzilla movie. Is it Final Wars? That's the one.
They're ripping off Final Wars, but they're a little late to the thing. But it's still cool.
Yeah, I'm more interested in that than most of their other movies, honestly.
Yeah, they got way too samey of it.
Out of control flight or control flight?
But yeah, they got
your choice.
I think Sharknado ruined them.
Yeah, agreed. That's sci-fi.
Although
Sharknado's sci-fi.
I did enjoy the TV series that they brought out after that. Z Nation was good.
Was that not sci-fi as well? I thought that was all Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, but Sci-Fi Channel.
The long shebang. Czechoslovakian for headache.
I thought they were both separate because they both do blockbusters basically.
Okay, but I know that Z Nation was Asylum.
Okay, I never bothered to watch it. I think by the time it came out, I was a bit zombied out because that was at the point where the craze had kind of gone off the deep end.
Yeah, it's a good series. Oh wait, Sharknado's not Asylum?
No, I think that's...
Here Warren Stewart flies the single-engine Debonair, while Chris Peru positions the Pitts Special above.
That's why they could afford to get, you know...
Close?
Some
Yes. Only a metre separating at times.
Rather than having to go...
Watch now as Chris walks around the Debonair.
His last role before he got a date. He was in the Sharknado 3 ending. And Will Wheaton was as well.
Rolling around, continuing to roll.
Yeah, if you're interested in what all those actors are...
Smoke on, blue sky, you can ask for no more.
Again, it's the same with like the MST3K episodes that are about them. It's like, you're not interested in watching particularly.
Oh, yeah.
Because they did Atlantic Rim. It's like... movie just makes fun of itself.
I've watched it 3 times now, Atlantic Rim.
Chris Peru is now positioning the Pitts Special for the ribbon cut.
As well.
I didn't know they did an Atlantic Rim too.
Pretty sure they did.
Between the poles, holding the ribbon,
It had that little
repositions the Pitts.
that turned into a ball.
Yeah, I liked that movie, even though most people didn't. I thought it was interesting.
Descends for an inverted approach.
Some people just aren't happy. It's like people who just hate on like any of the Godzilla movies.
Yeah. Watch Chris now as he rolls the Pitts Special.
Come on, just like
sharply focused on the Earth, descends now to the ribbon.
Oh God, that's wrong.
Clean cut, pushing forward on the stick for a negative load, and a clean cut of the ribbon.
Nope.
Oh, he's passed out.
To ward off the G-force and some of the discomfort, Chris enjoys a good old-fashioned yell, screaming at the top of his voice as the negative and positive loads play havoc on his body.
I didn't even hate that movie, but then again, I don't know the comics, so I don't like it.
It's become a joke that people don't like it. Most people probably haven't seen it.
But it was perfectly like
Mainly responsible for safe flying and good old-fashioned aircraft separation is former wing commander with the RAAF, Les Dunn.
He's finished with this.
We always do this place. This time we've got the ground control still, controlling the aircraft on the ground. as well as the stuff that's airborne. It's very convenient as far as we're concerned because we know what's going on both sides. But it's always busy because we try to coordinate something to make it
plane coming straight for the command center. Everyone out the windows.
What they see is like the duck sitting on the water, paddling like crazy underneath.
Look at it. They're not even paying attention to what's going on.
There's a lot of professional and volunteer helpers helping.
Yes, there are. I've got two professional people helping me, both ex-service, one ex-Royal Navy and one ex-Royal Australian Air Force, like I am. But as far as the air traffic controllers are concerned, they're all volunteers, they are qualified controllers. And we've got a team of combined team of about 9 people up here.
Okay, I'm an air traffic controller, work at Tyler Marine, Canberra Post. I'm on holidays down here, which is below. We come down here, we have a great time, great week, we all like airplanes. So we come down here for a week, it's good fun.
And now the Zivco Aeronautics Edge 540.
Can you make sure that every single person that comes through the gate, you ask them if they like airplanes?
Yeah, you have to.
Flown by Peter Boyman, the highest thrust-to-weight ratio aircraft, capable of climbing 4,000 feet a minute, rolls at 420 degrees per second, and weighs only 560 kgs.
Oh, man.
Powered by a 540 cubic inch Lycoming engine, Peter Pip Borman punches the Edge 540 into an aerobatic routine none of us will forget. Born in Belgium in 1933 and as famous as the British-built Tiger Moth, raised to maturity in France, here is the Stomp. The Stomp is representative of the aerobatic trainers available when World Championship competition began.
Zoom in a little closer.
A beautiful biplane with wonderful handling characteristics.
Given how zoomed in they were, that was reasonable.
And as the pilots say, like the Tiger, it's got to be flown both feet and hands.
Maybe the person behind the camera is one of the people that flies airplanes, and if they like...
Keeping these grand old aeroplanes in balance is a real trick.
Steady hands.
Or they're just really good at painting Warhammer.
Well, Airfix.
All that.
This time 300 horses come in the form of the Extra 300.
You need a fucking magnifying glass just to see where your brush is.
I've been flying serious aerobatics for about 6 or 7 years.
You know what I ordered?
I fly the occasional air show, but I'm actually
really cheap Gundam kits.
Competition is the ultimate test of skill.
Where it's like $3 for that one. $3 for that one.
The Stuff of Dreams, built in Germany by Walter Extra, the Extra 300 has a Lycoming engine with 540 cubic inch performance.
They're still like one of the main display things in my hands.
The Extra 300 is an incredible combination of power and strength with climb performance and ease of control, absolutely breathtaking.
The routine you fly is very much practiced. It looks like it's ad-libbed and it looks like it's a lot of fun and you just go up there and throw the aeroplane around the sky, but an air show sequence should be just as disciplined as any other competition sequence. And we design a sequence, practice it and work it up and put it all together so that it's well practiced, it's predictable, and because it's predictable, it's safe.
This fuel-injected Extra 300 comes in single seat and dual seat variant. The airframe is stressed to 10 positive and 8 negative Gs.
It is quite hard work. You've just got to prepare yourself for the G and make sure you're well hydrated. You've drunk a lot of water and just get out there and have some fun. And it is great fun. It really is fantastic.
It's just, you know, you and your wife, me and my wife, and me and you. That's the only couples left.
plane is this again? The Whitman sampler?
I don't know, just because I've only got one. The one cover of my ears on the same side as the plane sounds, and I'm having moments where I don't know whether I'm hearing the video or an actual plane. I'm like, which one's that?
Flying downwind, Tom Moon positions the aircraft for a reciprocal landing on the main runway at Avalon.
Now cut the engine and glide in.
So in 1999, they had enough stuff to make a 90-minute documentary. Yeah. That old stuff they had. And in 2003, they had to cut to dumbass Sydney.
Yeah.
Ew, dude.
What the?
Whoa!
A part of the glamour and colour of air shows down under, these are the aero shoots.
That's not an airplane, that's
A simple sports canopy that's very easy to control. Safe flying, inexpensive, widely used by hobby farmers.
Hobby farmers?
What the fuck is a hobby farmer?
Aero shoots and powered hang gliders are popular with police agencies around the world using them for traffic control.
I've never seen the police riding one of those.
I want to see
This
it.
gyrocopter comes from Saskatchewan in Canada, but now distributed out of Ballarat here in Victoria. Paul Britty pushes the RAF 2000 rotary Air Force aircraft through the Avalon sky in a very simple but effective demonstration.
Its actual helicopter things are huge. You still need them to be that huge.
Popular for cattle mustering and hobby flying.
Make it any smaller, you can wear it as
Lockheed Martin is pleased to introduce the next generation C-130 Hercules.
Whee!
Meanwhile, they cut from that little thing to a
Maximum power takeoff as the Lockheed Martin test crew prepare to put the C-130J-30 through its paces. Preparing now for its high-speed pass and rapid acceleration, the new generation C-130 Herc has got all the grunt in the world to escape enemy fire and move quickly away from hostile environments.
Oh, Hercules, you really
What doesn't show from the outside is a virtually new suite of avionics and cockpit displays. This C-130 Herc has dual head-up displays for the pilot.
Okay, what's that mean?
The cockpit has 4 liquid crystal head-down displays, which can be used for radar, digital map, engine instruments, system status, as well as other tactical information.
Liquid crystal? You should stop paying attention when they talk technical. It's making me confused.
The all-new C-130J has been designed to operate with just 2 pilots and a loadmaster.
If Jackson was to
Many of the functions manually operated and monitored by the flight crew in previous
pissed off they weren't
has been
explaining on the
automated
Like, how the fuck
or
am I
turned
supposed
over
to
to mission
know?
computers.
Jesus.
The task of flying the C-130J has been augmented by dual digital autopilots and
Fucking 90s, you
autopilots.
can't, you know, Google every single question. You've got to pick them because you only have half an hour of free internet.
A dual angle of attack system provides store warning protection and improves
It's true, that'll interrupt it.
situational awareness. More than 2,100 C-130s have been built, and Australia has operated them for nearly 40 years. The replacement J model will be very welcome later this year.
Yeah, back then. And now everyone uses it. And it's like, yeah, see?
You're on that.
Now I want to be on it less.
The head-up displays allows the flight crew to fly a more precise short-field approach with a higher degree of safety. Here, the final landing demonstrates the smooth response of the engines and the capability of the new digitally controlled anti-skid brakes.
Boo, we prefer analog on this show.
Although I do like anti-skid. Don't need all those skid hands in.
On the tarmac? Who cares?
Light aircraft, heavy aircraft, and the United States Air Force strongly represented at Avalon with the F-15 Eagle.
I've been real fortunate. I've flown the F-15 now for a little over 10 years straight, and I haven't done anything else. So that's it's kind of a rarity in the Air Force. Usually you need to go off and do a staff job or something like that. And I've been fortunate and blessed enough to be able to continue to fly the F-15.
He hasn't pushed any papers.
It's a real power to display that I do.
I'm actually
max performance takeoff.
Best pilot.
Yeah,
On into a split S, come back through for a high-speed pass about 1,100 kilometers per hour by the crowd.
The McDonnell Douglas Eagle is the primary combat aircraft in the United States Air Force. It's designed to take control of the skies and keep control.
What does that mean? Does it really control sky?
And then I'll show some of the precision characteristics of the F-15 as well, with 4-point roll, aileron roll, things along those lines.
By not letting anyone else.
None lost in combat, and they've been serving the United States since 1974.
But I mean, they can't stop Sky, because Sky is so tall, he's in the sky. So, take that, American Air Force. You lose.
He's a professional doing that real quick and a lot, but it doesn't.
Just like any athlete would enjoy getting up for the big game. It's the same feeling. A little bit of butterflies before you go in there, and then a lot of intensity. So it continues to be challenging, even though I've done it so long. It's always a challenge. Every day is different. Every flight is different. You can always find a good challenge.
I don't think he is the best pilot. He keeps going round and round in cycles.
Fly straight. Fly straight.
You never get to where you're going doing that. That's not accurate. The sound comes later.
Wait.
Like the F-111, the silhouette remains much the same as the 1970s classic design, but the avionics upgrade program and what's new on the inside makes this combat aircraft state-of-the-art.
Any good airplane or fighter pilot knows can't fly slow as well as fast, and it's not a great airplane either. So I'll come back and show some of the slow speed handling of the plane as well during the performance. So it's a power, precision, and performance display. Well, the F-15 Eagle is the Air Force's premier air superiority fighter. It's an airplane that's designed and built to do all assets of the air superiority mission, shoot down other airplanes. And it does it very well. During the Gulf War, we shot down 41 Iraqi fighters, and there's never been an F-15 ever shot down in combat.
Spitfires.
Use little pedal planes.
This guy's flying pedal planes in this one.
Yeah, you can see it on the cover.
Oh yeah.
Another of the stars of Oshkosh, Bob Hoover, a man described as the pilot's pilot and the greatest living pilot, a decorated World War II hero, recipient of the Aviation Pioneer Award as the world's most notable and respected living pilot, and recipient of the Lindbergh Award at the Smithsonian. Someone forgot to tell Bob Hoover that at the ripe old age of 76, he should be tending the garden or tapping golf balls. Instead, Bob Hoover insists on putting his twin-engine Rockwell Commander through aerobatic routines filled with daredevil abandon and sheer genius that have earned him the title, the world's greatest living pilot.
It certainly wasn't designed or intended to be flown that way, but many years ago, when the airplane was relatively new, the company who were building them asked me if I could do anything to instill confidence in the would-be buyers of this airplane. It's a twin-engine business, pleasure-type aircraft. Any airplane will do whatever you ask of it, as long as you don't exceed its design limits. So the problem is developing a technique that will keep you within the design envelope of the airplane and within your own capabilities. And it's really that simple. The airplane doesn't understand anything but airspeed and how it's being flown. Essentially, you do the same thing with a 747.
Bob Hoover's energy management program is a sight to behold.
I like to work the red line, the reason being the energy management portion of it, where I have both engines shut down. You need maximum speed in order to convert one form of energy to another. For example, you're converting altitude into airspeed into maneuvering capability. And you just play one form of energy against the other until suddenly you have no more energy. At the point here where I get out of the airplane, the energy's all gone.
No power, but optimizing aircraft performance, Bob Hoover makes his approach. In a state of energy decay, Bob now rolls the aircraft down the Avalon runway.
This is what I was saying before. Turn it off while you're still in the air and just land properly.
At the other end, commentator Gordon Bowman Jones.
What about it?
The object of the exercise is for Bob to place the engine spinner into Gordon's hand.
Oh. That sounds scary. I mean, he's pretty old. What if he, has an episode?
Will he make it?
The plane real hard.
No. Yes, he might.
Certainly enjoy coming down here to
Not quite.
Australia. My adopted home.
3 steps. It took 3 steps.
I'm always happy to be here.
Maybe he'll do better next time. I'm not that impressed.
During the Vietnam conflict, Australia's Army 161 Reconnaissance Squadron played a vital role in forward air control. Here, a bird dog simulates a Vietnam War maneuver in identifying the target, return home, or transmit the target location. Now the T-28s, the Trojans, on call from Bird Dog, make their strafing run.
Struffing? Bird Dog? Trojans?
The former United States Navy trainer makes a direct hit.
Oh.
The Bird Dog takes a second look. Meanwhile, on the ground, Rich Boom Boom Gibson prepares for the wall of fire.
So many words in
the T-28s find their targets. Rich Boom Boom Gibson at work again.
Pollution is fun. Look at all that smoke.
Warbirds recreating a scene from yesteryear, the T-28s and the Bird Dog.
Bird Dog.
Bird Dog. RAAF Richmond is home to the Air Force Mid-Air Refueling Team. The Boeing 707 departs in readiness for the mid-air refueling demonstration. 3 Squadron RAAF Hornet departs.
We're going to get to see airplane born.
RAAF Hornet from 3 Squadron departs.
They're gonna fuck in the air.
Here, Flight Lieutenant Steve Roberton punches the 3 Squadron Hornet through the Avalon sky in a series of manoeuvres renowned only to the Hornet. Carrying more fuel and more armament than the F-16, capable of slower flight, the FA-18 is a thoroughbred interdiction fighter.
Slower flight. It's not something they usually advertise for jet fighters.
I guess more different speeds that it can go at is better than less.
This tight turn shows the Hornet operating within the confines of the Avalon Airport. Having come into service in 1985, the RAAF Hornet, with the recent avionics upgrade program, is expected to continue until the year 2015.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Bye.
We passed that year.
And then some.
Yeah.
Steep nose or high alpha is a strong feature of the FA-18. Airspeed at about 110 knots, in this wind, ground speed around about 80 knots.
He said it was going to demonstrate refueling in the air. Show us. Stop saying
You have to
words.
go buy a ticket.
Sounds the same on or off.
Simulated mid-air refueling.
Oh, here we go.
It's a freeway.
Straight into it. Normally carried out at 30,000 feet, here just a little bit low to plug in. So we have a simulated mid-air refuel.
Ah, simulated sex scenes. It's like that.
Softcore porn.
What was that show I used to watch on Channel 10?
And now for his encore. An aerobatics ace of more than 30 years standing, Eddie Andrini and the Wing Walker. Anders Brady at times is only Velcro to the aircraft. However, when he moves around, he does look for a hard point and wires on.
Yeah, I used to be afraid of flying, believe it or not. And the ultimate cure for it is take flying lessons. One of the things when people become afraid of something is that when they don't understand, they don't know what's going on. And when you learn to fly, take flying lessons, and you figure out what's going on, and you understand the whole concept of flight.
I'd be down.
Well, then you know it's not that
Only
bad.
if it was
It's not
filmed
that
for the
dangerous.
show, though.
This is one of the rare times you'll see Anders actually fixed to the aircraft.
Why? What a coward. Unhook yourself. Unhook yourself, coward. What a wuss.
That was my step one to overcome fear of flying. And then the next one, you just work on it and practice some aerobatic, and next thing you know, you might have to
I'm not
walk on
sure
the
he
wings.
really
You
needs
never
to
know.
know this part.
You never know where you're going to end up.
Afraid of flying. Like, how often would it come up in his life if he didn't take the flying course?
At times, the powerful Boeing Stearman biplane gives Anders a pretty rough ride. Eddie Andrini is a household name in America, bounced on his way from airshow to airshow. His displays are reminiscent of airshows from the 1930s.
Something that's always been fun and has been a relief for me. Early on when I first started doing it, when I was working, things would get tough at work and stuff, I would get in the airplane and go fly for about 20, 30 minutes at aerobatics, and boy, it would just clear up your mind. You come back and you were ready to go to work again. So for me, it was a release at the beginning. It was really great, and then it got to where I liked it, and I did more and more and more. And then next thing you know, doing air shows and stuff. So that's
how I
now
feel
it's
about
satisfaction for doing shows because being able to do something.
Wait a minute.
The wing walk is more work. It's more because I have another person there, so everything has to be done a little bit different. Things have to be very more gentle, and you can't jerk very hard because the person sometimes even when he's up at the top, you only have the seat in the stirrup, and you only have the belt on. You can't take very many G's. And so and then when it gets ready to move around from one position to another, then I have to slow down under 80 miles an hour. Just so, because or else the wind force gets too great against the move around, and it could be risky.
You gotta communicate, you gotta know each other in and out. Say he just wiggles the stick a little bit, shakes the airplane, I look at him, and I know exactly what he's gonna do. Little signals, the way he flies, I can determine what he's gonna do next.
We have a fixed routine that we do of where we start, and then whenever before he moves the position, I give him an okay sign to move. And if I want him to not acknowledge me for some reason, I'll just wiggle the stick up real quickly, and he looks at me. And wherever he's at, I can see him all the time. Even when he's up top, I can see him very well. The only place that I can't see him is when he's sitting on the bottom wing and he's hanging down below. And then I do the inverted pass upside down, and he's sitting on top, and I can't see him.
Look, Mum, no hands. Eddie rolls the aircraft and Anders is right way up again. Or is that wrong way down?
Wait. What's he doing? Silly. He looks like an Escher painting.
This is how I release stress. So it kind of calms me down a little bit to do something like this. To do something exciting. I highly suggest people to do something that makes them excited. Doesn't matter what it is. But just go ahead and do it on Sundays whenever you feel like it. And then go back to work. Maybe not wing walking for everybody. There's something for everybody. You just gotta find it.
The space jump, like the Pepsi Man did. Or maybe he could just go to the doctor. It's actually something wrong. They could just give him a pill and fix it.
That's another good one, yeah.
No aircraft's introduction into RAAF service has been as controversial as that of the F-111. Conceived in the early 60s as the TFX, Tactical Fighter Experimental, the F-111 was to provide a strike capability to the United States Air Force Tactical Air Command with the F-111A. In Australia, the F-111s are operated by 1 and 6 Squadrons Strike Reconnaissance Group RAAF Amberley. Here, Flight Lieutenant Ted Schneider flies the F-111 G-model with wings in the forward position. The F-111's swing wing capability takes the wings back to 72 degrees position.
Trying to make sense of what they're saying.
From a late 1950s drawing board to a prototype flight in 1964 and a 1974 RAAF delivery, the F-111 will have legs well into the new millennium. The recent avionics upgrade program will see the F-111 in service until the year 2020. Now, a haunting sight with the wings fully swept.
F.
Where'd all the sound go? There it is. Instead of calling it an F-111, can't we just call it an F-111?
The F-111 is a remarkable aircraft. With its long range and weapons-carrying capability, its avionics fit, which allows all-weather strike, and by virtue of the terrain-following radar allowing low-level penetration to the target, the F-111 is unique, and to date, no viable replacement has emerged. Assisted by Flight Lieutenant Lyle Holt, navigator, Ted Schneider punches the F-111 into the dump and burn.
Punch it.
Dump and burn.
This routine is carried out by the pilot releasing fuel into the hot exhaust stream at the rear of the aircraft. The fuel ignites, and bingo.
So what? It doesn't even provide thrust?
It's not. It's just fire.
Oh.
Rad.
I suppose I should have known because we can see it if it actually
On behalf of the Aerospace Foundation of Australia, thank you one and all for coming to Avalon. Your presence is a signature to the future of this air show. From the aerospace industry of Australia, thank you to all of our overseas guests and defence leaders from around the world. Thank you to the hundreds of volunteers who have helped put the show together.
Flying windows.
They did.
Well, I haven't tried yet. It's still like a week before the plane's gone.
This is the Wednesday. The plane's actual show is on the weekend, but they've been busy and doing some
It'll all be gone by the first one.
You think they just get the planes there weekend, and just planes there, and this weekend do the show. But no, they just up about
fly around. Giving a shit what they're doing.
mixing up all the puppy dogs and the birds and the bats.
Yeah, that's it.
That's okay. Wasn't there a point in time when we stopped
Safe driving, and we look forward to seeing you in 2001 at Air Shows Down Under.
Maybe there's a 97 one as well.
Probably is. Hooray, that's airplanes. We watched the air show early.
Good. Now they can cancel the damn thing.
Oh. Crunch. Ugh. Do.
Anything you want to say before we wrap this one up?
About airplanes?
Well, anything you want, really.
Anything I want. I
Yeah.
get full ability. If you want to watch the other one, I'll put it up on the channel tomorrow. The other one. The other channel.
Because it would probably be like 2 years before we would watch it, you know, when the
And
next
even
air
so,
show
we've
happens.
got heaps of really cool looking airplane videos down the shed for when that happens again. Is it in here? Yeah, there it is. What are we going to watch next week? We could watch, where are we? Jeez, I need to fix this. Either Fringe Festival, or I can bring a selection of tiny little Melbourne tapes.
Tiny Little Melbourne tape sounds interesting.
Cool. There's one of like Sculpture Walk. There's a couple of little history things that only go for 5 minutes, and yeah, I'll bring
Could be
some
fun.
Melbourne specific stuff next week.
Sounds fun.
I like it when we have like a million videos that go for 5 minutes each. That's fun doing that.
It's a unique challenge.
Yeah,
for sure.
We'll make sure all of them work. Yeah, other than that, I'm good.
Sweet.
What about you?
Yeah, no.
Nope.
I got nothing.
Got nothing?
I didn't sleep very well last night, so my brain is not really switched on.
That's okay.
At all. It's
Well,
only going to get worse
but
this
we
weekend.
watched the
so
air
hooray.
show, and the air show was on.
Yeah, that's probably the first time, like the closest to actual relevancy we've had. Because normally it's like, oh shit, that was last week.
Yeah, we actually did something timely. For once.
Except for Christmas, we're usually pretty good with Christmas.
Yeah. Napstrif wants us to sign off.
All right, let's go then. Bye, everybody.
Be kind, rewind.